There is an important update on City Skylines 2, and if you don't want to read all of this or want to hear what exactly happened, what's going to happen, and what are my thoughts on this, let me give you a very quick TLDR. Basically, the developer of City Skylines 2, Colossal Order, has left the building, and a new developer is now taking over the reins of the franchise. With that said, let's have a look at this and talk about it. Hi, City Builders! After more than a decade of successful collaboration across numerous titles that we are both immensely proud of, Paradox Interactive and Colossal Order have mutually decided to pursue independent paths. The decision was made thoughtfully and in the interest of both teams, ensuring the strongest possible future for the City Skylines franchise. Development of the Cities Skylines franchise will move to a different studio under Paradox Interactive's leadership, and Colossal Order looks forward to building on its experience across new projects and exploring new creative opportunities. Both companies are excited for what the future holds while remaining deeply appreciative of our shared history and grateful to the city's community. You will get quite a bit of a blurb here of like how amazing everything is from both of the leadership, which is not really that important. So we will continue right here. If you want, of course, read their full statements, I will put the link down below in the video description. This means the City Skylines franchise will move to a new developer. We are pleased to announce that Iceflake Studios will be taking the lead. Based in Tampere, Finland, Iceflake Studios is one of Paradox Interactive's internal management game studios and is hard at work getting into the nuts and bolts giggity of City Skylines 2. Specifically, Iceflake will take over all existing and future development of Cities Skylines 2, including free updates for the current version, continuous work on the editor and console editions, as well as future expansions and content packs. This means that City players will be able to look forward to new updates and content drops for many years. Colossal Order will implement a few additional updates before leaving, including the bike patch, which includes the long-awaited addition of bikes, old town buildings, bug fixes, and general improvements to the game. A beta implementation of the asset support for the editor, meaning access to asset mods, will also be available before year end. Iceflake Studios will take the helm for all development from the start of 2026. Both teams are working together to ensure that players will experience a smooth transition. Iceflake will introduce themselves in the coming weeks and share their plans in the near future, so you know what to expect. While that is a surprise, or maybe not so much, to say the least. I mean, if you have been there for the Cities Skylines 2 release, it was an absolute disaster. I made quite a bit of videos on it. Most of them were explaining bugs and how those things work and how you work around those bugs to hopefully make it work. It was an absolute disaster. And even now, nearly 2 years, yes, it's nearly now 2 years after the release of the game is still in a state of, well, questionable state, to say the least. We had one expansion, which was it, the Harbor and Bridges expansion, and apparently that didn't really do too much and didn't also really add too much, and a lot of features are still broken and it wasn't too great. And even all the patches took a long time, and a lot of people are still not really warmed up to the game. Like, the reality is, from Paradox perspective, this game is moving forward far too slow. We don't really know what's going on at the developer itself, right? We have no insight on this, but I can see from Paradox perspective that they just had enough. You know, like 2 years, one paid expansion, one in 2 years. They have given up the first City Skylines, which, by the way, has still a lot of players, And they have been trying to fix that a little bit by releasing some content packs to make some money from it. But from a publisher perspective, you have invested a lot of money into this game. Like City Skylines was probably very expensive. They took a long time with it, and it's still in a state where it doesn't even get close to the first one. And again, new content is not there yet. And it's a and Paradox just said enough. And I don't really blame them. I am actually a little bit stunned to see how Colossal Order has not really managed to rectify City Skylines 2 in 2 years of additional time. Like, Paradox was very gracious to say, okay, you know what? Like, the first year and a half, you don't have to create additional content. You are just sitting down, fixing this, and bring this game up to speed. And after 1.5 years, they don't really have a lot to show for. Is it now definitely better than at the release? Yeah. Yeah, it is. But it's still in a state where there's still a lot of stuff missing and a lot of bugs still. Like, a lot of features. I'm still getting feedback on my videos, which are nearly now 2 years old, where people are just saying, bro, this thing is still broken. I found your videos 2 years later, and this game breaking bug is still in, and without your guide, I wouldn't have been able to get around it and get to fix it. And I'm like, that's rough, right? So I hope that this brings some change. Maybe this was supposed to end. Maybe it's a good thing. I am really curious to see what Colossal Order will do next, right? Where they're going with this. So I'm definitely curious to see the next game, which is a few years out, I'm sure of it, but still interesting. And I'm curious to see if Paradox can turn this around, or if this was maybe a Paradox problem. I mean, let's face it, Paradox also had their internal releases over the recent years where you were just looking at the game and you were going, what is this? Right? So yeah, I'm just curious to see what happens next, where this is going, and who was the problem here. I'm really curious about that. Let me definitely know what you think down below in the descriptions. And in the descriptions, in the comment section, you cannot write in the description. If you can write in my descriptions, don't. But in the comment section, also, if you enjoyed this video, even though this might have been bad news for you or good news, who knows, don't forget to leave a like. And also, if you're new to the channel, you love strategy games, buildings, and management games, which we are focusing on right now, then I would appreciate if you leave a sub. Regardless, thank you so much for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.